Hello and welcome. My name is Campbell and this is Spiral Up Channel, where we talk about everyday practical things that we can use to improve our lives and get more of what we want. And today I want to talk a bit about, what is it that you want and how are we going to get there, because it's currently February 2021 and the world is a little bit crazy. Things are not slowing down. Things are not getting back to normal, and they won't. As far as normal, what we used to have, that is gone, and it's time for us to build something better. And of course, we have some people in this world who are trying to get this reset to reset the world the way that they want it. But we really need to understand that what they want is not best for us. So we need to put our intention out there, stand in our power, and create the world that we all deserve. So, who owns you? Does anyone own you? Because the truth is, the rulers, the governments of the world treat you like you're owned. They treat you like they own you. And they will even state that you need to do what they say because they control you, right? Because if someone doesn't control you, do you need to listen to what they say? Do you need to turn up to court? Do you need to pay money to them for fines? I mean, no, this is a control system, and a lot of people think that this is just normal, that this is the way it's always been and this is the way it should be. But in my experience, that is not true. This is definitely not the way things have always been, and they obviously use, all their tools of media manipulation, education, all the rest of it, to make us believe that this is the way it's always been, but also to make us believe that this is the best it's ever been, that we're the epitome, of human society, of humanity. We're so evolved, we have so many good things. We're so better than our ancestors, right? This is what they try and tell us. This is the story, but that story is not actually correct. And I won't go into that. If you do want to look into that, I have another channel called Autodidactic. Check that out. But what I really want to talk about is these people, they will say that they control you through their actions. And when we submit, when we comply, all we're doing is giving them power. And look around the world today, what is everyone doing? Everyone is complying. But worse than that, they're complying because they think that they're doing the right thing. They think they are helping people. They think they are stopping people from dying, from being killed by this deadly beer virus. That's what these people believe. But as we know, there's no evidence at all. There's no people dying. There's no big body count. That's not happening. So clearly what's happening is manipulation. And they're trying to get us to comply with more and more draconian rules every day. Locking us in our houses, guys. They put us all in jail in our own homes. Blocking us from the sunlight. Keeping us apart. And of course, you've probably heard this, but the 6 foot, distancing, social distancing. We all have auras, energy bodies, of course. We are energy. And the most sort of dense part of that aura goes out 6 feet. So by keeping us apart, they're literally keeping our energy separated. And as we are a collective, and as we are communal creatures, we need to be together. We need to connect our energy, and this is what they are stopping. And obviously this has a lot to do with ages as well, and trying to keep us down from raising our vibration and really coming to the knowledge of what we truly are and what we can truly achieve down here on Earth. So guys, if no one rules you and no one owns you, which they don't, and you know this, we need to start walking this talk. We really do. This whole complying just to get along, just to go along, just, not to make a fuss, whatever it is. It's making the problem so much worse. This isn't going to stop. There's no plan from those who want to be rulers for an end date here. There's no plan that the masks come off. They've come out and they've said after you get the jab, you still need to wear the mask now. And, the little troll who lives under the bridge, Dr. Fauci, he says now that the masks don't work, but instead of, finding something that works, apparently, just wear 2 or 3 masks. So guys, this is just a joke. It is a complete joke. It's a joke. They're just trying to get us to comply. They're seeing how far they can go and how far they can push us, how much we will take. And it's time to say no more. This is our earth. This is not theirs. They don't get to make the rules. They don't get to, decide what the next century or 1,000 years is going to be based on. They don't know. They are the minority and they are not of the creation. Okay, I've said it before, they are not us. They're not of the creation. They are against life, which is live, L-I-V-E, which means they're the reverse of that, which is E-V-I-L. They are evil because they're trying to kill the creation. And we're the creation, so we need to stand up and take notice. So really, guys, stand in your power and call people out. All these people walking around with things on their faces, looking at you and looking at other people without masks and yelling and, we've seen all the video of it. Call them out. Ask them why they are for suicide, for youth suicide with mental health. Ask them why they are for people, our elderly dying alone in nursing homes, because this is the real, the real problem, the real tragedy. This is really what's happening and really what is taking lives. That is the word I can't say, right? The pandemic. That's what it is, guys. It's people with mental health taking their own lives, and it's our elderly, who we should be looking after, dying alone. And why? Because we comply with these rules. And it's businesses too. Businesses are the worst. They need to stand up and say, no more. This is my business. I'll do what I want. I'll open my doors. I'll serve who I want. Because the government don't own your business. And as long as we comply and we keep, paying their fines and turning up to court and all, and as long as we don't question them and say, you prove that you own me and you have this power, then we're going to be powerless. We will have less power. We won't be standing in our power. To stand in your power means no one has power over you. No one gets to tell you what to do. There's one rule, guys. Do no harm. That's it. And of course you can extrapolate that out to, treat others as you wish to be treated and all these different things. But when it comes down to the base rule, it's do no harm. If you're going around telling people that they must comply with your rules, and if they don't, that you're going to either fine them or put them in jail or beat them up, that is not treating others as you wish to be treated. That is a power structure that says it owns you and it has control over you. So it's time to ask ourselves, guys, are we controlled? Are we owned? Do we want to be? Are we going to act like that? Okay, because as we think, so we act. And when we act, that gets the results that we experience through our actions. So that's why it's very important to think about how we act. And again, are we going to take this? Are we going to, there's people putting these things on their kids' faces. Now, these things are detrimental to your health, guys. They don't stop anything. If there is anything, is a different, conversation. But I really just want to say, guys, this needs to stop. This has gone far enough. They will keep pushing and pushing and pushing. They don't know how to stop these people. They're not really people. The ones without souls. They won't stop because they are not like us. They just want to, eat everything. They just want to destroy and consume the creation, so that then they believe that then they will be the creation and they'll control it, which is not true again. So these are delusional people. They've lost it. They've lost it completely, and we know this. They're breaking down everywhere, and this is a time that we all need to stand up and really push back and make their demise complete, because we've seen what they're trying to bring in. I mean, all these rules that people are complying to it. I mean, and I'm sure you're the same. Can you even believe what's happened in the last year and where we are now? Now, the good thing is we're in a place where we can reset this the way we want it. We can now, create our own businesses, our own lives, grow our own food, get our own technology, create our own systems that are away from theirs, that have no middlemen, that are interest-free. This is what we can create. Now, obviously, they are trying to, at the same time, create their great reset. But if you look into it, no one wants it. Everyone is telling them, no, it's not going to happen. So, we have the energy on our side, guys. And that's why we really need to grab it now and start moving forward, start expanding it, start really focusing on what we want. Where do we want to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? What do we want for our kids and our grandkids? What kind of a world do we want to build? What do we want to be remembered for? Do we want to be remembered for the person who put the mask on so they could go into the shop and comply? Is that the story we want to tell our grandchildren? Or would we rather tell them, I stood up, I saw the tyranny, I saw the evil, I stood up for you guys, for your rights? Because if we don't stand up, they won't have any rights. The future generations won't. So, what stories do you want to tell? What stories do you want to be told about you? Because this is the time to stand up, guys. And we all have the power. All throughout history, it comes down to one person who changes everything. That person could definitely be you. This is all intention. And together we are more powerful than we are by ourselves. So when we get together and we really start to push back and say no, and ask them to explain why they are doing this and why they think they can, then we will be standing in our power and we'll take it back. Because as soon as we realize this and we start questioning it, it all falls apart. There's nothing there. They have nothing to stand on. It's all false. It's all a script. It's all made up. And the only power they have is making us believe it. And then when we comply, then they know that they've won. And they just enforce more and more rules over us so they can control us more, because again, they want to control the creation. And who's the creation? You are. So do not let them. Alright, be an example to everyone out there, guys. Be an example to your kids, your grandkids, nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, and the community in general. Be that person. Be the change you want to see. Stand in your power and show people what can be achieved. And when you do stand in your power, others will then find that power within themselves. And you will empower more people to create change, and the change that we all deserve. 2021, guys, let's do this. This is the new age, the age of Aquarius, air, ether, and it's time that we create the world we deserve. Okay, thanks for spending some time with me, guys. Look inside yourself, because there is greatness in there, and I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.